We're back again then, folks, for another Horizon 5 build, this time for, of course, a car which I absolutely love. Last time I talked about the Lincoln Continental was in Forza 4, because that's the last time we saw it. It's a long time since we last saw this one. Of course, now, fast forward from then, and I have one in real life, a 68 rather than a 62, my favourite car I've ever had. This one, of course, as I said, is very close to my heart. As far as the build, if you're brand new to the channel, I don't list every single thing that I've done, because you can see it on screen. So if you need to pause it to double check what I have or haven't fitted, then of course you can do that. For this one, there are a couple of things which I haven't done. Obviously, there's a ton of different engines to choose from. We're just going for sheer horsepower here, because even though it's designed to have fairly good handling, it's more so a straight line build with some handling in there as well. So kind of an all-rounder, top end, acceleration and grip as well. Don't expect this thing to corner like a Lotus though. It is a very long, very large American luxury car, kind of like a Cadillac DeVille or that kind of thing. So, as far as the build on the rest of that goes, I've left standard wheels on it, but made them larger. That's a personal preference thing. So, of course, you could drop some more weight out if you go for aftermarket rims with a smaller size. So, there's always a bit of give and take in terms of what you want visually versus performance. You know, what are you willing to sacrifice for the sake of style, for example. And then another thing which I've not done, even though it is better for performance, because I really don't like the way it looks on this car, is I don't have the full roll cage. So it's got like stage 2 out of 3 on the body rigidity. If you do go for the roll cage, it makes it a little bit quicker again. I just personally don't like the way that looks on this car. I prefer to have that open classic interior. As far as all the rest though, you can see what I've fitted. Not a huge amount to do necessarily. And then of course we'll run through the settings themselves in terms of gear ratios, all that kind of stuff. I am running a 4-speed, seems kind of appropriate to the car, and when you've got this kind of power and torque, you don't need a 10-speed gearbox. It's plenty quick enough, having only 4 speeds even, and just relying on the torque. So of course we will jump out to the road to show you what it can do in practice. Obviously this thing isn't going to keep up with supercars or hypercars, but in its own way, for a land yacht, such as the Lincoln Continental or the Cadillac Buick, its best Forza rival, and a few others too are, it's not about that. The fact that you can make it as quick as it is already a blessing enough for a car like this. And I tell you what, for those who did used to play Forza 4, you'll remember this thing was no way near this kind of performance. There were no drivetrain swaps, if I recall correctly, for it back then. It certainly didn't have this kind of power, and it was no way near this quick. I think it could do maybe like 210, 220 back then, something like that, which is still bonkers quick and very unrealistic for the car, but now it's even quicker. So if you're a fellow Lincoln fan like me, of course I hope you enjoyed the build. Check out the many other builds that I've done for Horizon 5 here on the channel, and until next time I'll see you then. But for now, thanks for watching.